Okay, we're going to do another interesting places, but this one needs like the tiniest bit of setup. A couple of weeks ago, I interviewed Brett Mogilevsky, who was the lead programmer on Grim Fandango, one of my very favorite LucasArts games. This thing is great. I can't say enough good stuff about it. If you saw the interview with Brett, it's basically me gushing about what a huge fan of this I am. As part of that conversation, something came up, and it's this little doodad. Hey there. I have a friend that used to work for Funko Land back in the day, and at some point this came into his possession. He didn't really know what it was a part of or what, but it came in with like a trade-in or something, and he just held on to it on his desk for years. But he knew that I'm a huge fan of Grim Fandango, and so what he decided to do was give it to me. So I have always wondered, I love these little things. They're called push puppets. That it's real simple. There's just a little spring inside, and when you press it, it moves and does different things. And I promise you've owned one of these when you were a kid, that it was like a giraffe or a Smurf, or I mean, they made a million of things like this back in the day. So as part of that interview with Brett, I asked him, and I said, hey, was this like a promotional item or something that came out? And he goes, yeah, as a matter of fact, it was. And how that came into the conversation is there is a version there back in the day. I guess there was a deluxe version of Grim Fandango that had little foil signatures from the design team that were on the box. Otherwise, the box kind of looks the same. But it also included two things. It included the soundtrack, which is now incredibly rare. Can't find it. It would be great to have a copy if somebody's got one sitting in a drawer they want to just give to me. That would be super great. And then the other thing was the push puppet. And I guess it's because Tim Schafer, who this was, again, one of his projects, you know, big LucasArts and Double Fine guy, he loves Archie McPhee. So they went ahead and contracted out and did this as a little bonus. So, okay, that's fine. But who the heck is Archie McPhee? So I did a little bit of research, and it turns out that Archie McPhee is just kind of like one of those gag shops that used to kind of exist back in the day. I'm sure that you maybe stumbled into a Spencer's Gifts or something along those lines, but this is way more specialized than this. So that's why I came here to Archie McPhee's in Seattle, Washington. Archie McPhee's is a Seattle institution that has been going for over 40 years. It is part toy shop, part joke store, part art installation, with all kinds of weird exhibits and things to see inside, including local legends like the Wallingford Beast here. There's also all kinds of like interactive exhibits and things you can go up and touch and feel and experience. And it's also got all kinds of like weird little toys and knickknacks and such. I was blown away by just the weird assortment of things that you could find. If you like unicorns, they have got you covered. I thought that this was a funny little display showing off different colored things on the rainbow. They also have costumes and such, and not like a Spirit of Halloween or something like that. They actually have like a lot of little kitschy things that are fun. And candy and toys and little giveaway things for grab bags. And even more candy. I was really impressed by the weird selection of different candy and stuff that they had on display. Not just that, though, also keyboards for some reason. And non-functional tape players. Or a festive two-headed baby. They've also got a wall of fame where different celebrities and local people of interest have stopped by and shown their support, including magician Harry Anderson. But one of the big claims to fame is their world-famous Rubber Chicken Museum. They have all sorts of different rubber chickens, different sizes, and it's funny because it's all set up to be sort of like a tourist trap, roadside attraction sort of thing. So they'll have like the world's smallest rubber chicken, or the world's funniest rubber chicken, or, like they've got little corncob holders that are rubber chickens. They also claim to have the world's oldest rubber chicken, and if you press the button, you can hear what it sounded like. And all kinds of additional merchandise and things you can pick up that kind of, sort of lean into that theme. You can even get your picture taken with the world's largest rubber chicken. Or stop and do a pressed penny. When's the last time you did one of these? So unfortunately I didn't find any push puppets, but I did find all kinds of other neat things. So if you're in the Seattle area, you should definitely stop by and check it out. While I was there, I talked to someone who was a long-term employee, somebody who'd been there decades, and he said that, they used to have things like this in the store, and that maybe even just a couple of years ago, you could get kind of updated versions that were very, very similar, maybe not exactly the same thing, but something that looked really, really neat. So that encouraged me to look around to see who else might have, licensed this or got some custom ones made back in the day. I'm sure that other people did it, but maybe the biggest one is Volkswagen of all companies. They had a cute little one that they did at one time that you could pick them up online, but gosh, they're expensive. And the originals are kind of expensive now too, because more and more people have more nostalgia for those things. But in any case, I've gone too far. If you find yourself in Seattle, definitely head over to Archie McPhee's and give yourself an hour or two just to kind of explore everything. Spend the money, please. Things like this only continue to exist because people support them. And while it is a little bit of an institution, it's things are tough out there. So do your part to keep weird things like Archie McPhee's in business. So that's it. Thanks, everybody.